So I am explaining how a skin prick allergy test is done. It is very important that before doing the test, you take a detailed history from the patient and establish the disease that the patient is having is really an allergic illness. So allergic illnesses are allergic rhinitis, bronchial asthma, allergic conjunctivitis, urticaria, and food allergies. And after taking the history, first establishing the diagnosis, as I said, is very important. Thereafter, taking a good environmental history, food history, and symptomatic history is important to decide as to what type of allergens you select to do in that particular patient. So allergens which are available for testing could be either inhalation allergens such as dust mites, dog, cat, or it could be food allergens which come in various forms of food, or it can be even environmental allergens such as fungi, grass, and tree pollen. So as we are not testing for all the allergens which we suspect, usually we test for about 10 allergens at a time, but you can do up to about 20 allergens also. So selection of allergens to which you think that the patient is allergic to is very important before doing the allergy test. Thereafter, the patient is explained as to how the allergy test is done. To do that, I am giving this form to the patient, explanation sheet to the patient, which gives the details of skin prick allergy test. So it is very important that you request the patient not to take any antihistamines or steroids 5 days prior to the test, at least 5 days prior to this. And it has been observed certain Ayurvedic medicines also have antihistamine properties, therefore they also interfere with the allergy testing. So therefore it is important that you request the patient not to take Ayurvedic medicines 5 days prior to the skin prick testing. And then the patient is explained as to what to expect during the allergy test, how it is done, and what type of reaction you are expecting if the patient is found to be allergic to certain food items or inhalation allergens. So after obtaining consent from the patient to do the test, I will proceed with the test. This is the box which contains various allergens, and you can see that the list of allergens I have marked in this form, and the allergens come in a bottle like this. So in this bottle there is a lid with a pointed plastic, and when we take out a bottle lid from the bottle, there is a drop of allergen which is at the tip of this plastic rod. So this is the box which contains allergens, and what we do is, after selecting the allergens, we put it into another box in the form of numbers from 1 to 10, and then the allergens are taken out from this bottle and put in this, so that you will not miss the sequence of the allergens when you do the testing. First, you have to clean the patient's arm with alcohol swab. This is the measuring tape that we use to measure various things during this test, and you have to leave about 2 centimeters from the wrist joint as well as from the elbow joint, and the rest of the space is used to do the allergy testing. Then I am proceeding with the circles which I will mark with numbers. I am marking the hand with circles. Then I am proceeding with number in the circles. So you can see, since we have selected 12 allergens to be tested in this patient, the circles have been numbered from 1 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we have the histamine control as well as the saline control. From bottles that have been selected, and during this procedure it is very important that you place the correct allergen in the correct mark. So this is number 1 allergen, number 2, 3. So likewise you go on placing the allergens. And also you place the histamine control as well as saline control. This is the bottle of saline which we use to wash the lancet during the test, otherwise the allergens will be mixed with each other. So this is the lancet that we use to do the skin prick testing, and when you do it, you have to hold it at the angle of about 45 degrees. So I will start doing the prick, and it is important that you do not prick the skin too deep because it can bleed, and also not too superficial, because if you do that then you may not get a reaction. So I will start doing this. So in between the allergens, it is very important that you wash the tip of the lancet, otherwise the allergens can get mixed up. This test has to be read after 20 minutes of lapse. So therefore, I am using a stopwatch to calculate 20 minutes. So that 20 minutes are over, we start reading the results of the test. So first of all, we have to dry the skin, and then the next thing we do is reading the test results. So to do that, I have to have my sheet of paper where I have marked the allergens, and the reaction is shown on the skin. So first of all, you must see whether the histamine has given a positive reaction. So you can see a definite histamine reaction, and the saline has to be negative. So there should not be any reaction at the saline side. So I start by measuring the histamine reaction, the size of the histamine reaction. So you can see the reaction at the histamine site is 6 millimeters. The saline has to be negative. So these reactions are seen in a form of a wheel and a flare. So the wheel is taken as the measuring content of the reaction. You can see in different allergens, you can see that there are different sizes of reactions, and certain allergens do not show any reaction. So I will measure a place where there is a definite allergic reaction. So the number 1 allergen, which is dust mite, is clearly showing about 8 millimeter reaction. So you can see different allergens show different sizes of reaction, and certain allergens won't show a reaction at all. So after reading at each allergen, you have to enter the data in millimeters. To enter the data in the form of reaction. So after measuring each size of reaction, it is entered in this sheet. So to clean the hand, and the positive reactions are entered. So after concluding the test, the next step is explaining the results to the patient and giving advice as to what to do according to the positive allergens that the patient has shown during the testing.